Hi, my name is Danielle Fiamania and I am a Scottish actress, and I'm really excited to be sharing a few words today on this amazing platform that has been created for us to kind of talk freely and share our experiences. Just a bit of background. I grew up in Glasgow, born and bred, and I grew up with the most amazing family, and I had amazing, and still do have amazing friends. But one of the biggest things lacking for me was representation on all forms across all fields in Scotland. I'm so proud of being Scottish and from being where I'm from, but that is, one of the biggest things for me, and the biggest, the biggest thing in my story that still holds such massive importance to me now, and has had a kind of long lasting effect, in regards to the lack of representation that I experienced in Scotland. So yeah, I grew up through nursery, primary school, secondary school. In secondary school I was the only black girl in the school for a number of years, and that has effects on a young person. And it wasn't until I went to drama school and I came down south when I went to drama school and I saw people that looked like me. I saw girls in my hair. That's kind of when my world kind of turned upside down, and I kind of was questioning, who I was and where all these people had been for so long. But I was so grateful, and it was a moment that allowed me to take ownership of who I was and step into who I was. And the power of that was so massive for me, and kind of just changed my whole life. I was always lucky, growing up, to be involved in the arts since, I guess, as long as I can remember, and to be in spaces where we were accepting of each other. But it wasn't until I really, saw people that looked like me that I felt comfortable to say what I wanted to say, and I felt like I had a voice, and we could all kind of share our stories. And even now, when I started my first professional job and into my first job on the West End, and I was involved in such diverse casts, again, a whole nother moment where I was surrounded by now best friends, mentors, people that inspire me, kind of from all walks of life, and that look like me and inspire me. And that really allows a person now, and allows me now to still flourish and kind of be inspired and aim for whatever I want to. So I think for young people, we need to keep working harder to make sure that they feel seen, and doing everything that we can to make them feel supported. I think being able to see yourself just allows you to feel so authentic in who you are, and it's that kind of thing of, for me, I guess, growing up was, if you see someone doing what you love to do, then maybe you can do it too, and aim, high like they are. And I'd say that is the only I was lucky to to have a couple role models growing up that allowed me to, you know, really look at that trajectory. But, you know, we're not all in that position. And I think to be having this conversation and to be able to even share just a few words with you now is something I've never done. So to this whole movement, I just want to say a massive thank you, and I hope we can continue to have these conversations and learn from each other, and yeah, just make noise. Let's make noise for our young people and our young selves. And just, yeah, thank you, Stacey, as well, for just doing this. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye.